Yeah, before even talking to WAC, I think we're in a unique moment where the fourth industrial revolution is coming. We are very active in Davos discussing about the fourth industrial revolution. And Mobility 4 is also coming, and both are merging. So this is creating a new paradigm shift. It means that your current mobile, which is your hub that connects everything to your digital life, is going to be transported to the car. The car is the next hub. And as a consequence, when we are talking about cars, we need to talk about security, because you will never be able to allocate that level of responsibility to a hub if you are not securing that hub. The problem is it's much easier to secure a mobile phone despite all the hacks every day we are facing, and it's very complicated to secure a car, because a car is a much more complicated object. And a car is also composed by pieces and interactions and interconnections with factories. So the big challenge in order to make Mobility 4 is to secure the car. The car needs to be secure. Current cars, connected cars, are not secure. What WAC does is providing microchips, digital identities to millions of cars and millions of objects. We have 3.6 billion objects in the world now that they are secured by our company. So what do we secure? We secure the identity of every single component of the car. So you need a unique identity. That identity needs to be a symmetric technology, because this is the only one you cannot hack. And that asymmetric identity needs to be stored physically on the electronics of the components of the car, the same way we do with mobile phones. Once you do that, all the data that car sends to the cloud or to another car is encrypted. By the way, in Switzerland, WAC is doing now a cryptocurrency that allows cars to pay interactions with another car, issuing something we call WAC coin, which is World Internet Secure Coin, which is a cryptocurrency. So in the future, cars, because they are highly secure, will be able to travel with you, because this is what you need a car for, and will download data from your house to your car that you might need to use during that day. If you go to your office, that data will be transferred to the server of your office, and the servers of your office will react to that data. Then you go back again to the car, you go to the city, and that hub will travel with you anywhere you go. Obviously, you're going to have mobile devices, and rather to talk to the telco, which is what's happening now, mobile devices now talks to telco with all the unsecurity that it constituted. That mobile device will talk to your car. Your car is your hub. And your car protects your data. The car is actually what makes your personal data unviolable, because it has the capability to encrypt the data and so on. So building a Mobility 4 ecosystem, you need a center of gravity. It's like planets, right? Everything has to revolve about center of gravity. And the center of gravity now has become the person, and the person uses the car. So the car will become the tool for the person. But just a big warning is that cars are totally unsecure today. Connected cars are very unsecure, and they are very dangerous, because companies, when they are now putting software on car, many of them, they are Android modified software, basically take for granted that that software is secure. You just need to connect your iPhone into unplug your battery, and you just might have a virus or an app downloaded into that iPhone that compromise your security by just plugging and charging in your car. You're going to transfer that virus to the operating system of your car. So a hacker will be able to control your car. And how you can defend that? By at least protecting the critical areas of the car, like brakes, acceleration, steer wheel. So at least that area cannot be manipulated by a hacker outside the car. So it's a very serious issue. I think car manufacturers are understanding that cybersecurity is an essential element. We are in a very similar moment we were with the airbags. You remember, some of us remember that cars didn't have airbags when we bought the first car. And there was an option, right, that you have to pay for. And we were saying, why are we going to pay for an airbag? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. In our days, obviously, you never imagine selling a car without an airbag. The same thing happens in cybersecurity. In a few years' time, you will not imagine selling a car with a total cybersecurity embedded on it. Yeah, actually, I just come back to Turkey. For the same reason you mentioned that we trust a Mercedes-Benz, because it's a brand that we trust. But in the fourth industrial revolution, you don't trust only the brand. Actually, the advances of Mercedes-Benz will be also that Germany is going to be one of the first Industry 4 countries in the world. So that means that Germany is becoming a platform itself, and all the connected devices, and actually WAC has a very strong team in Munich just working on that, will be connected to the Industry 4 platform, and from the platform they will be able to encrypt, process data of all those amazing cars they produce. So you need to have that play. In order for Turkey to become a major powerhouse in the fourth industrial revolution, you need to leverage your existing assets. The good news, I was here with the World Economic Forum 3 years ago in Istanbul, where we talk about bringing Turkey to the fourth industrial revolution. The advantage Turkey has is an ultra-connected country. Microsoft, I remember working with Microsoft in Turkey, and your telcos were one of the first ones to provide citizens' identities to all the citizens in Turkey. Turkey can connect with a very secure mobile phone infrastructure, so if you leverage that infrastructure in order to connect things, because the big opportunity now here is that we are connecting by the year 2020 35 billion objects to the internet, and by the year 2030 1 trillion objects to the internet. So that means everything connected. So if you start to have that mentality of connecting everything to the internet, you will become like a platform. Basically, a platform is like an airport. When you walk into an airport after going through security clearance, you're trusted. You're not trusted because we trust you. We are trusted because we check you out before getting trusted, right? And once you're in that secure area, you can shop, you can talk, you can have food without being concerned anymore about the security. So your country needs to become a security platform. So everything goes into the country secure, and once that platform interacts, all your objects, all your cars, all your industries will benefit from the Industry 4th Industrial Revolution. Turkey could become a hub, a regional hub. You are big enough to become a hub. Switzerland is becoming a hub. The entire country is becoming an intelligent country. I am a member of the Digital Switzerland, which is an initiative to make Switzerland totally intelligent by the year 2025. So this is the trend, and you are in a good position to win a winner on it. Data has become a product, right? It has been said before. So product has a value, people want data, and to be honest, everybody's compromised already. Data is not yet protected in a way that you can protect anybody, including privacy. There's absolutely no privacy on the internet because the internet, when it was built, the TCP/IP protocol did not consider an identity. The identity was not there. It was the interconnection of machines. So now we're aggravating the problem just by expanding to IoT because we're still using the internet, right? We are still using the same protocol. So the only way to solve that problem is by using asymmetric encryption. Remember that asymmetric encryption is the only way to do it. In Switzerland, for instance, my company helps Swiss people to vote online. We do online voting with WAC technology because we provide asymmetric encryption to identities that we provide to the voters. So why that works in the automobile industry is because you have PII, which is personally identifiable information that is always encrypted and never shared. And what you're going to share is the data that is associated with what you call an attribute, which is associated to the PII. So everything you do can be shared. You don't care to share what you do, provided that you don't share who you are. The who you are is always encrypted, and it's always under the control of the person, the vehicle, or whatever object. And you need a consent agreement in order to share that information. So the technology is there, it's easy to install, it's not a complex technology, but requires your IT people to start to think about using asymmetric encryption in everything you produce and everything you share, in everything